Check it, check it, check. This feels like I have more space. Is it because Tim's not here? Feels kind of surreal as well. How's it going? Have we got levels and audio? That would be a good start. Levels and audio. Greeny Meanie, what's up? What do you mean you need the Kiesel news? What is the Kiesel news? Check, check, check. Yeah, it looks like we have audio. Music is a bit loud. Okay, let's adjust that. And I see why it might be a bit loud. There we go. That must be better, I'm guessing. Oh, streaming on a Friday? What's up with that? Let's get this little side monitor fired up here as well. There we go. It's meant to be background music anyhow. That is true. Background music. Yeah, I think we have everything. I was out a little bit of a later lunch than I thought, actually. So rush back here. Got everything, I think, working. Got some pretty cool stuff to show you today, which you might be rather excited about. I'm very excited about. And more importantly, I want to do some MIDI tweaks on the setup here. So if you've never seen how that side of things works, that should be fun. I miss the back in the day when you go to Facebook streams for Fishman. Those were fun times, yeah. Yeah, what did you guys think of the multi-streaming back in the day when we used to stream on Facebook, Twitch, and maybe YouTube at the same time? There's different things going on. Oh, what's up, Sean? Let's read what Sean was saying. Scrolling back. I was going to send you a message, pleaded for this. I don't think there would be much pleading required, but it's always a pleasure to see you. I know a lot of people will still be at work in the States, and they'll maybe watch on replay and stuff like that. Oh gosh, that was an exciting noise. Hello, Chris. Yeah, so maybe some of you have like seen the tones and stuff like that, but have never really seen, you know, behind the scenes of some of the in and outs and the inner workings of it. So gonna jump into some of that stuff. Maybe we should throw this up on Discord as well, just as a little, maybe I put that in the announcements or something. Let's throw that up in the announcements, 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, I tell you what, talk about food coma. Oh man, I feel like, you know, when you eat a lot, like a hell of a lot. Oh man, like, that was good. Malaysian style food. And I went out with a family, and obviously they couldn't finish their food, and I went, well, I was the human hoover, effectively, eating everyone's food up, and I got back and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for bed. Are we set up for a stream or what? Anyway, so we've got that ready here. We've got that rig. We've got the guitar camera on tap as well. This will be rather nice. That'll be rather nice, just to get a nice close-up of the guitar. Let me load up some tabs, and then we can get the guys on Discord linked up, just in case they're not on here. That Tony thumbnail, I was just searching for a thumbnail, and I was like, oh, I found that random old Tony one when he was taking over the Shred Club. I was like, oh, okay, that'll do the trick. Okay. Good times. Hello, Ryan Brad, good to see you, mate. You had some sushi? Oh. It's been a while since I had sushi. Yeah. I spy some noobs. Oh, while I remember, 2 things. First thing is, today is the last day of the Polychrome DSP sale. If you haven't picked up Loomis, Nunchuck, Nutcracker, McRocklin Sweep, or got yourself Hypertune, because there's a very cool update for Hypertune, which I'm going to show you a little bit of today. I'm going to drop it in, but I'm not going to tell you when. But it's very cool. I think you're going to really, really dig that. Pick that up and you'll get this update, obviously. Live. Oh, gosh, honestly, I feel like I'm out of my mind, guys. Announcements. How's about that? Grab a drink and join us if you're free. There you go. Give that a horn in the announcements if you saw it here live on the stream. There we go. All right, let's close Discord. Get some guitars going. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Moja. Chris, hello. Just realized someone's put the heating on as well. Doing arms and watching shred. It's been 4 days since I've been in the gym, and oh man, am I feeling it. I'm ready. I'm hitting Saturday and Sunday back in there. Okay. There we go. Get this going here as well. Okay. Use that as a little side monitor. Why not? From the thumbnail, I was expecting Rick Graham. Oh man. Okay. Guys, I might have to just, well, I'll see. I'll give it a few minutes. Might have to open a window at very least because even though it's quite cool in the UK, it suddenly just blazes like real warm and everything's fired up in here, and the central heating is on. Heading to the gym to work shoulders. Oof, Mike ain't messing around. Smart Alec, hello mate. Tackles, good tackles will do it. Multi-stream has its place, like everything. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right. Let's grab a guitar, make sure we've got some tones. Edson, hello, mate. What is up? Are you well? All right. That's nice and loud. Had some major, what we had, mate? Major fatigue strain on on your elbow during last night's gym session. Oh, yeah, I would just drop it. Put some emu in it? Whoa, blue emu. I've never heard of that. Blue emu? Any upcoming project from your end? Oh my gosh, like I can't even get into how much cool stuff is in the works. It's very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, a lot of work's been dropping with Polychrome, making massive strides on some awesome new stuff. A lot of new tech, some new products, some fabulous updates to existing products. It's been a busy, busy time. Guitar-wise, I mean, I've been digging this guy so much. I've been playing this the majority of the time, and I've been playing the other Strandberg with my signature Fishman pickups in the other time. So really, really, really digging these two guitars. Super duper cool. Hello, Jamie. And but I just want to make it through October right now. Crazy stuff. Yeah, crazy stuff in the works. So. Yeah, the diesel, the diesel situation sounds great. I love that. Yeah. Anyway, let's get a beat on. Let's get some going here. The Strandy looks like a natural transition for you. It's so comfortable. I mean, yeah, look at that. So nice to play. Really, really cool. Hi, Thomas. Broke my right wrist. Oh, mate, what a nightmare. Oh man, how did that happen? How did that happen? Speaking of courses, I forgot to mention it last time in early parts of the stream, which more people sort of jump on. Make sure you check out McRocklin.com. The limited time offer is still running. 40% off for life using code NEXTSTEP. I don't know why I put the code NEXTSTEP. It should have been 40 for life or something like that. That would have made sense. But anyway, it's NEXTSTEP. 40% off for life though. all the lessons, all the master classes that I've ever created, all on one platform. There we go. Troll is here. Now we can get the stream started properly. Do you play Strandberg more than Kiesel now? I haven't played a Kiesel guitar probably since the announcement, I guess, really. Seriously, as little as that. Like, I'm just grabbing this guitar. You can probably tell already, like, I've really... I dread to think how many notes and chords and riffs this guitar's had on it already. But it's been beat up already, so it's probably had, like, 2 years worth of average playing time in the space of, like, a month. Yeah. Isn't Tim's birthday soon? Ooh, I don't think it's soon. It might be. I hope I don't miss it. Last year he got a nice present, so I'll have to do something even better this year from him. So, green. That's hilarious, mate. That's so funny. Omega Man. Strandberg are the most comfortable guitars I have ever played. Yeah, no denying that. Yeah, very, very cool. Very comfy. Yeah. Shorter than New Beginnings. Shorter than New Beginnings. I'm not sure. I think his birthday is the same as my wife's on 28th of October. Okay, so it is pretty soon then. That's not far away. So, a couple of things I wanted to do on the pedal board today. The first thing is, I wanted a little bit more bass sort of stuff. You know, when I'm jamming with Tim, someone asked where's Tim earlier, and Tim is just... Man, it's Friday, and it's like, he's probably still working. He works some crazy hours. Yeah. So, hey Jenna, lovely to see you. And everyone else here. Yeah, let's chug indeed. So what I wanted to do was do a little bit of an update in terms of, here's my home page, and I have like one of each plugin. Nutcracker, for example. Hit the Nutcracker button. Hopefully. Yeah. Go back, hit Nunchuck. We're into like, you know, if I want something dry and heavy. If you haven't tried Nunchuck, you have to give that a blast. It's such a cool amp. So this is all Nunchuck. But I really like Loomis for like the gritty low gain sort of stuff, you know, like here's a grit preset. Really, really cool. So if I hold these two middle buttons down, it should jump into the second bank of Loomis, if you like. So I've added like a wow bass, which I really like. And I really, really like that kind of, well, the preset's called Panther Octave. It's got such a great sound, like, and feel. Thanks, Major. Yeah, we could always do with more cowbell, that is for sure. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Cowbell does often improve everything. But I wanted to just show you guys real quick how to add another preset to the pedal board, right? To the Morningstar MC8 Pro. Because you have to do it in two parts. You have to obviously edit the board, and then you have to edit the plugin. So I want to show you how to do both. Maybe you like it, maybe you'll hate it, I don't know. But it needs to be done. And also, as I play around, I want to adjust some of the tone levels a little bit. So if something really jumps out, like is a bit loud, blah, 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 want to get that sorted out at the same time. So it's a little bit of a tidy up sort of stream. Something I was going to do just as a matter of fact over the weekend, but why not do it live on a stream? Because you might like it, you might not. Anyway, let's first just jam around on something, because I kind of like that tone. Maybe that wow bass as well, that was fun. I wonder if something like that and a little bit of maybe some real long McRocklin sweet chords. Let's see if I can share anyway more of the screen, because that's going to be important, because I don't know if the last time we did much screen sharing. Oh, there we go. So kind of not too bad, just need to change the camera. Nope. Maybe that camera, but less zoomed in. How do we zoom out? The camera is heavily zoomed in. That looks a bit better. That looks a bit more digestible. So let me close down some of the windows that I have here. Tidy it up so I can show you a little bit easier. So everyone's like, I can imagine like this is a bit geeky, but bear with me, you might like it, okay? Right, so the first thing is I have a Morningstar MC8 Pro, and I'm like, great, I love this wow bass. I like this Panther Oct. But let's say I want a real dry funk bass. In fact, I might need to make one real quick. Right now you can see that this third preset down here, C, is empty. So what I'll do, I'll come back to that in just a second. Let me just load up Loomis. So here in Ableton I have my guitar chains. Here is Loomis. And I can click the Loomis plugin, and here it is. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, but I might use Hypertune and drop it down an octave to get that bass, and I might turn off Duo Shift. And I really don't want any spring reverb. I don't really want any boost. I want a bright sort of tone. Very dry, very punchy. I'm not sure if I want the console or the clean. I definitely want a lot of compression. And I want to kind of be able to do those sort of slappy. So I think the amount of compression is just going to crank that up, and I'm going to increase the gate. Let's just see. Take all the filters off. Take the room off as well, because obviously we can make it very roomy, which is great for like guitars and stuff. But bass, I just really want like a real dry, punchy bass tone. And just run through some of the speakers. Well, I like that. I might just do that, but scoop it a little bit more. So if you've never seen this button here, all of our new products have this speaker edit button. It's obviously down an octave, so these frequencies is going to be harder to hear, but some of the lower mids, you're definitely going to be able to tell. And that's all I want. I just want to scoop it out a little bit. I could also use the shape EQ, which is just probably easier to do that type of EQ, but that kind of works. You get the idea, very sort of slap, you know, I want that gate to be a bit tighter. And if I wanted a bit of multi-mod, could be cool as well, bit of more depth, less feedback. Oh yeah, I think maybe the chorus kind of works. If I put a post means it's after the speaker, so it's stereo, where pre, it places it before the speaker. So it's like mono or stereo. Do you guys like it more stereo? Hey Enzo, do you like it more stereo or more mono? So here's the chorus, sort of post. And here is pre. And here it is off. Stereo's on its own, but mono in a mix, okay? All right, so you guys like it pre. Okay, so let's just filter some of the real deep bass. Sorry, screenshot. And I'll do that with just a sort of filter. So it's just like anything that's super duper deep, we'll do that. And I might just give it a little bit more cut. Yeah, just a little bit more bite in the mids. All right, there we go. That's a sort of poppy slap bass. You guys give it a name. Chat it up and give it a name, and I will save that preset and we'll add it to the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, you can join. Very easy. That's the shortcut, McRocklin.com/Discord. But give me some bass names, and I'm going to turn the heating off because this room is absolutely cooking. Oh man, it is very hot. Okay. Oh gosh, I've never turned this off. And I don't know. Oh dear. All right, guys, I might just leave that because it's just endless spinning the thing on the radiator. Might just open the door a little bit for a bit of draft. All right, poppy bass, poppy slap bass, cool plate of beans. Bro, that's definitely not a bass name. So D pop bass. Poppy slap. Bast. Joey. Bast. Poppy seed. What? Chili, I don't, honestly, I don't know what I've never touched that knob before in my life. I know that's not a great thing to say on a stream, but when I touched that knob, it was spinning endlessly, and I've never had that happen before. Sumo funk bass, that's good. Deep and tight. I think sumo funk bass. That's a winner. It says it's got some hefty weight. Okay. Have McRocklin, which one next? Nutcracker or Nunchuck? If you want, well, first of all, both will complement the McRocklin suite so well. If you really want to focus in on the heavy stuff, Nutcracker, it's just amazing at that. But if you like the McRocklin suite and it's versatile, but you want more amp feel and different types of sort of the same amp in a way, Nunchuck is just like That's what Tim plays when he just fires up his rig. And often it's nunchuck that I play when I'm just wanting to play and jam. It's such a great amplifier. And it can do heavy as well. And it's stacked with effects. So I feel like the McRocklin Suite and nunchuck would be a great partnership. But if your life is all about 7 and 8 string guitars and just cranking out heavy riffs, then Nutcracker's just unbeatable for that. Okay, that's a great question. What are the two pedals on the board? So we'll get to them in a second. That's exactly the thing that I need. Yeah. So let me save this preset. So Sumo, what was it? Sumo, I like that. Bootsy bass, also good. Deep and tight. Sumo funk bass. Gotta be that one. Sumo funk bass. Sumo funk bass. Saved. Right, so what are the two pedals? These are actually Stream Deck. So you know how I'm pushing these buttons here and it's changing like the camera angle and stuff? These guys here do exactly that, but for your feet. But you can assign them to do anything. I have the USB-C cables, but the USB-C cables are just sat here, not plugged in right now because it's the part of the pedal board that I haven't gotten round to doing yet. These guys right here are the action buttons, if you like, for a plugin called Explode. So if I just hit the home button and I go to Nutcracker and load something heavy, also, a lot of my elastic bands have snapped recently. I have a lovely big pack of tight, high quality elastic bands, which I'm going to replace this with, but I need to drag this off. So if this pedal seems like it's a little bit glitchy in its movement, it's because all of the elastic bands, well, the majority of them have snapped. But yeah, so this guy right here, the A and B, pretty cool, right? But let me show you something else pretty cool. Maybe you like it. I'll put that beat back on. Think? Come on. What do you think of that? Can you imagine getting your arpeggios by MIDI? Mm-hmm. What do you think? That... Yeah, it's cool. Right? You Hypertune users, oh, you're in for a treat. But wait, there's more. There's a lot more. But I've got to be a little bit. I gotta be a little careful in case Luca watches this back. Yeah, that's so fun. And honestly, when you go crazy, like all the patterns, like whatever you want to do. That's me just pushing a button with a sustained note. When you draw in and get arpeggios going, oh my gosh, I was playing around the other day. I was like, Luca, we've got to ship this today. I'm like, actually, we can't. We've got other stuff to finish. It's a fucking blast. It's so cool. Yeah, I love that. MIDI keyboard sales will go up. MIDI, yeah, yes. That's really cool. Anyway, so you folks that have Hypertune, the standalone plugin, you're going to really, really dig that. But like I said, there's something even bigger coming to Hypertune that we're so excited about. But again, I just better zip it in case Luca finds out. Luca can't see the feelings. I know, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. No other companies get so well, maybe they get excited, but they just, yeah. I get too excited. I can't help myself. But you guys know, it's just because we want you to have really exciting, fun stuff. If you imagine like how much time we spend on like behind the scenes, the concepts, and then the execution, and then thinking, what would guitarists like? What would they like that guitar to feel like? And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, that has the same latency as the other guys. Oh, okay, let's spend a few months making it 25% of the latency of the other guys. Oh, let's get it down to 20%. Let's, like, the details and level of like work that we put into these plugins to make them feel exceptional, be really fun, really creative. Like, it's stuff that we can't show you because you would just be so bored. It's just like so many hours a day. But when you get to like those final moments where it's like it all comes together, it's amazing. I think you guys are gonna love everything that's dropping in the next couple of months. So much fun stuff. Yeah, what desk is Thomas using? What do you mean desk? This guy? This desk? Oh gosh. It might have came from like Thomann or something. It is big and heavy. It goes like, you think like, oh, this is almost the end. It like has like more at the end there. It's really heavy, and underneath it is the NAS and all of the capture cards and all that stuff. Anyway, I did say we would add another tone to the pedal board, right? So how do we do that? Let's finish this one at a time, okay? So here I have my home page, and I'm like, okay, Loomis, great, but I'm on my second bank of Loomis presets. I have this great preset called Wow Bass. And I have this Panther Oct. But let's say this guy right here, I want that to be that cool Sumo bass preset that we saved earlier. So the first thing that we need to do is to go to the Morningstar MIDI editor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the screen share here, but I'm hopefully gonna switch that over to to share something other than Ableton. Okay, one second. Where's my overlays? Here it is. So screen share. Let's choose to share Chrome. Okay. So here is my Morningstar editor, right, for the MC8 Pro. You can see how it's all kind of put together and laid out. I have like my home button up here, but right here I have Loomis. So what I'm going to do is that last Panther Oct preset, this guy right here, I'm going to copy that preset. And I'm going to show you also how I make these presets as well. But for now, I'm going to paste that preset and I'm going to rename it Sumo. I'm going to shorten it to just Sumo Bass, okay? I'll save that. So what I have is two chains running at the same time. One is to select the plugin. That's a mistake there. That's the wrong name. That should be Loomis on. And the other one is CC message. So I know the last preset was on 56, so I'm just going to jump that to 57. And I'm going to save that. So what I have basically is two simultaneous, well, I have two simultaneous MIDI things happening. One is telling Ableton to select this chain from the chain of plugins, which is on MIDI channel 4. And then I have another bank of MIDI on MIDI channel 5, which is all of my presets. I don't know why I like to set them out like that, but I just like to separate anything like that so I can sort of like if something's not working, it's very easy to like track something down that way. You don't have to go hunting through all the MIDI channels. So back in Ableton here, what I'm now going to do is go into the MIDI inside of Loomis, and I'm just going to add another one, and it's going to be CC presets, and that's what I've been using so far. And I'm going to go to the user and just choose that Sumo Funk. I can see all my previous ones were done on MIDI channel 5, so I'm going to stick with that. And like I did in the Morningstar editor, I'm going to choose CC57 because it's the next one in the range. Now, all being well, when I hit the floor button, it's going to change. So hands up, and there we go. It just changed, right? So now I'm able to jump between those different presets, and we've just added another one to the setup. I did, but I don't see it in Logic. Let me try again. It might be slightly different in Logic. Yeah. Is this the polychrome tone? So Polychrome DSP is the brand, and then we have plugins. Okay, actually I need to send a quick message. We don't have a product called Polychrome. Bit of an unusual time for me this time. What's graphene? Well, since you've spotted it and you have the eagle eye, and someone else spotted it on the previous stream, I can tell you graphene is the product that will be released soon. But it's another Polychrome DSP plugin. How's that for information? Is graph of graphene? Yes. When you hit the graphene button, you can do some pretty awesome things. I don't know if I should hit the graphene. Leaks, I know. You see, this is what happens. Someone spots things and they're like, oh, well, just what could happen if you hit the graphene button? All sorts of things can happen. I better get out of that graphene plugin right there. I don't know if you're ready for that on a Friday night. It's blazing though. You're gonna love it. Give it a week or two, okay? Grant, hello! Lovely to see you. It's very cool. Graphene is something similar to carbon. Some would say even harder than carbon, eh? Yeah, it's very exciting, very cool. So, back to Nunchuck here. Get a little bit of a breakup tone going on. I mean, that, like, I have to be careful here because if I hit that graphene button, which you can see right in my chain here, if I screen share, you can see, oh, I'm one click away from leaking the entire thing, but we won't do that. We won't do that. Luca would literally have a, oh, I don't know how he'd feel if I touched that button. Anyway, Golden Rain. avoid the leak. See, Major is very sensible. Major should just work for Polychrome because Major is very sensible. Everyone else, you're not sensible. Major's like Tim. If Tim was here and he saw me getting all hyped and excited, I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? I'll show you a few tones like I just did. Tim would be like, be sensible, and I'll be okay. Yeah, I'll be sensible. Major's like my inner Tim voice saying, be sensible, don't leak it, don't leak it. And then you leak it, well. Luckily I have terrible vision, so any leaks, just blurred mess. That's, in this situation, is good. But yeah, I mean, check out a nunchuck. Like, it does all of the amp stuff so well. You've got 4 flavors of that. Clean, the vintage. When I just fire up the internal preset, the default. It's like, oh, it's so nice to play. So don't sleep on Nunchuck. Yeah, if you're like, oh, it's the last day of the sale, what should I get? Maybe you've been a Polychrome user since the first plugin, the McRocklin suite, and you're like, okay, maybe I should add something else to it. Loomis and Nunchuck are just, if you're amp first, but you like creative and fun effects, yeah, they're great balance. But if you're like a 7-string, 8-string, or down 2 in a lot, you just want to slam hard tones, Nutcracker's just ridiculous, you know. So there we go. The forbidden button. Tell me about it. Right, that is the forbidden button. Let's jam a bit. Let's get some actual solos going on here. So what do we need? A session, I think. I haven't done much looping in a while. Probably really bad at it, but I do like that breakup tone in Nunchuck. Maybe something a bit more clean. Let's bring in that bass tone that we had earlier. It's drifting out of time, folks. Why is it drifting out of time? Who did that? Who touched the button? Hello, Chris. It's good to see you, mate. Let's see why that is drifting. So why is that out? Why is that out? It was recorded in time. I remember a while back we had a similar thing. What do you think? Does that sound out? It does sound out, doesn't it? It does sound out of time. And the chords? Let's try it again. Try again. Why did it stop looping? Okay, let's turn on the warp. Let's turn on the warp and see if we can hit that loop button, see what's going on with that. Yeah, it is out of time, so I wonder why. What happened? Let's delete that, play the guitar. I don't know why it didn't automatically loop after the beat. That's so weird. Let's try it again. Yeah, that drifted out, didn't it? You hear? I was like playing along, you could hear it. So is it number 1 or number 2? So the harmonics are number 1. Yeah, that's interesting because the first one is working good. Oh, I might have switched to the graphene bank there, guys, by the way. Oh my gosh. Very cool. Yeah, so I don't know why some of the audio tracks in that particular loop would be going out of time, but there we go, there we go. Anyway, questions on MIDI. Do you have any questions on MIDI? I know we just briefly went over how to add a new preset in my setup there, the Morningstar MCA Pro, but there's lots of different ways that you can do it. You can use the standalone plugin, you don't even need to use a DAW, but if you have anything that's been troubling you, let me know. We can jump on some MIDI stuff here. I do want to make some adjustments to the levels of some of the plugins. See if there's anything that's kind of really jumping out in volume. Go back into the guitar chain here. You're scared of MIDI? MIDI can start off as simple as you want it to start off with. It doesn't need to be like this type of level of silliness, but even this, to be honest, what you have to remember, it's the same kind of thing repeated over and over, right? So like I have a system that I sort of mapped out on paper, like how it might work. I was like, okay, well, all my presets will be from 0 to, or 1 to 127. And then it's just about dividing them into chunks. What's the maximum number of presets that I might need from a plugin? Maybe 25 or 22 or 23, like that. Okay, so 22 plus 22 plus 22. And then you can start to sort of visualize like, okay, well, it's fine thinking in numbers like that, but what will I have in terms of numbers on the pedal board? So in this case, like I already have a home button, so then the remaining 7 buttons, then I would think, okay, maybe I have 7 tones. Maybe I'll have 7 times 2, so that's 14. So that now gives me like a little bit of a base to think about. So that way I'm starting with a plan, and that's what the old Shred Club MIDI setup didn't really do. It just added to it as it went. So with this new system and with the MCA Pro, because I know I'm gonna have maximum 14 numbers of my favorite presets from the McRocklin suite, Nunchuck, Nutcracker. Then when I want to make adjustments, like for example, let's say I'm on that McRocklin suite, right? And I've just hit lead 1. You can see on the pedal board, I just have the McRocklin suite lead 1, and I play. Maybe I want a different type of. No, you can't read the names in the MC8. You have to type them, or just what I used to do, or as you can see here, I just have a generic layout that works. So it goes from the clean to the acoustic, and some of them I have named like Afterglow, but what version of Afterglow, that's up to me to choose inside of the McRocklin suite. And then you can see like that's not really a preset name, low gain, but that's generally the order. I go from like the cleanest up to the lead tones being on the top right. So again, it's just like an order, it's consistent, and it just means that if I want to go into the McRocklin suite and change that particular lead preset, I can jump in. Here's the set, here's the guitar chain. I can click on the McRocklin suite, edit that, and you can see, right, okay, that's wide lead 2025, but maybe I want a different lead tone. I just want to try some lead tones. Liquid lead 3. Alright, so let's say I'm like, okay, I want that as my lead tone, so all I would have to do is go that MCR smooth preset there and change it over right here to liquid lead 3. And now if I was to go to something totally random and I hit that lead 1 button on the pedal board, it's gonna jump. Oh yeah, I got the 1 and 2 the wrong way around, but I've added it to the second one. But you can see it's going to jump to liquid lead. Yeah, and let's say I want a little bit more delay on that. I just add a bit more reverb and delay, less that, and just save it. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're good to go. So it's just like about building a system of Cadbury's mini eggs. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh. Let's try a beat. Oh yeah. Feel like something really dry and heavy would work from like could work. Let's try arm and a track and see if it goes out of time. Be interesting. I like the... Hey, Bradley! Maybe an octave down? That's pretty fun. Yeah, I like that. That's going to be such a great feature. Very cool. I like that trap sort of beat as well. What's also fun is I haven't actually hit the tuner on this guitar in like a long time. Maybe since the last time Tim was here. That's pretty wild. I mean, you can see on my tuner, for basically not touching the tuner pegs. How dialed in. Just a slightly sharp D string. A lot of greens. Tuning stability is great on this guitar. Super cool. Instantly plays a chord. that's a fret too high. Tim's at the hairdresser's tonight, I believe. I don't know. But he's out. Yeah, so the main reason that I want to jump on today was to show you some of the fun stuff. To let you know, today is the last day of the Polychrome DSP sale, so make sure you don't wake up tomorrow morning like, oh, I meant to buy Nunchuck, Loomis, McRocklin Street, whatever it is. It's the final day of the sale today, so check that out on the Polychrome DSP website. Obviously, you can download all the demos. Sorry, I was jumping back and forth there. You can download the demos and see what resonates with you. So definitely take that for a spin. If you haven't already taken a trial, that offer is still running. Get 40% off for life on McRocklin.com. Get the community, all the masterclasses, all the lessons, and maybe in the next week or so I'll be jumping back into some real fun stuff as well for that. So we keep adding to the hundreds of lessons that's already on there. So, but you can take advantage of that code Next Step. It should have been 40 for life code, but just remember the discount code to use as Next Step. And there you go. Yeah, I love both McRocklin Suite and Nunchuck. Great combinations. Yeah, they work very well together. Yeah, they do complement each other. And then if you wanted to take it into more of that kind of classic vibe, don't sleep on the low gain stuff in Nunchuck though. Sorry, in Loomis. Like, that's a bit of a vintage type of tone, but here's more of a crunch. Here's a lead tone from Nunchuck. Another lead. And Loomis obviously has a dual oct as well, which you can actually, that's something to add to that second bank. So for example, using Loomis right there, if I hold these two guys, I don't really have anything that uses dual oct, which is a shame because it's a real great feature of Loomis. So Loomis, we will find a really cool Vaporwave delay clean. Does that use it? Nope, that's not using dual oct. So ambient could be here for sure. Cyber love. Kind of feel like that without the delay might be nice for, like, you know, when you want, like, you jam to a beat. A bit more bass, yeah. I like that interval. You could do maybe down 5. Maybe prefer for this +7 down an octave. Yeah, let's make that a bit more dreamy, a bit longer. And take some of the room out a little bit, and yeah, I'm gonna scoop it just a little bit more, I think. Just give it a little bit of a deeper sound with some of the scoops. And maybe some more compression. Oh, it's got no compression? We need compression on a tone like that. That works. Let's save that. That's very, very ambient, isn't it? We'll call that cyber ambience. Cyber ambience. So let's go over that real quick again then. So right here on the pedal board, I don't have cyber ambience, and I know I'd like it right there on that slot. So what I would do is I would come over to my Morningstar MIDI editor. Let me switch to that for you. So right here, I'm in Loomis, the Loomis bank. We can see that last Sumo bass preset. The next one is the home preset. So I'm gonna go here. But what I'll do is I'll copy that preset. I'll come down to this guy right here, and I'll paste that. And then I'm gonna go to 58, the next number available, 58, so we're good there. So then if I jump back into Loomis, I can then go to the MIDI editor, add another one, CC preset, and that's in the user preset, but it's called Cyber Ambience. I know it's on MIDI channel 5, just like the other guys, and I think it was on 58, just the next one in the range. So if I come out of that preset to the default, just by clicking on the floor unit there, I can change to that preset. So you can see once you get into the habit of like just being sort of meticulous and methodical about everything, you really get everything to a place where it's easy to add something new, change the presets and so on. So right there, I accidentally didn't change the name from Sumo Bass, so I'm gonna call it Cyber Ambient, or just Amb. And now when I go to the actual pedal board, you can see in that top left, I have Cyber Amb. So now we can get totally ambient. I kind of feel like a dotted 8 would work really well over the top of that. So if we took like a Loomis clean, like console, and then we went back into the Loomis preset here, and maybe we took that, turn that off, and just put a bit more of a dreamy, kind of like that. But we went to like just a standard delay. Let's turn the mix up high, no filters. We want sync, and then we want that 8. that's just so mellow. We could just drop right into recording something now. So there we heard it. It went out of time again, huh? That was the delay track. Yeah, that's drifting out of time. So yeah, that's something that I need to fix. It happened last time, and I think it was just maybe the fixed length thing. Oh, okay. Maybe it's that. Yeah, we'll do a deep dive on that. Yeah, I'll do something on McRocklin.com as well. Just gonna try a bass thing real quick. Just delete all that. Just I don't know if it was the fixed length being off or not, but we'll see. Yeah, you can hear that bouncing out of time as well. Oh, that's so weird, isn't it? Huh? It's so horrible to jam over because it throws you off because it's just like, like why is it a beat out? So I can probably. Oh yeah, so it even starts out of time, which is even weirder. Well, you can see that. That is very weird. Yeah, and then it jumped right there at the end, which is exactly what you don't want. That's so weird. Nothing less inspiring to jam over than a bass player that's out of time. Yeah, so we can warp that again, but we shouldn't have to. It's like, yeah, there's like an extra thing right at the end. It's like it doesn't actually record all the way to the end. Very weird. Very weird. Okay. Well, I wonder if we should just try something of an actual track. It is Friday night after all. Don't be so chromatic. What was that backing track again? Do you guys remember that? It's weird if it does work. Yeah, I mean, the sort of looper that's running basically is you choose a beat that runs at any BPM, and then when you record on another line, that line automatically changes the BPM to the track that you have a beat on. So, wait a minute. Let me just check something, just to make sure those beats are in time. That is a problem, because if the beat's out of time with a metronome, everything's gonna be out of time, right? Yeah, that's a bad warp on the beat. That is weird. That is weird. You hear that right at the end of the beat? So what? That obviously is the issue, because if the beats does look like it loses on the double beat. Yeah, exactly. So in Ableton, I mean, you can add more warp markers. So for example, like let's say you have this beat here. I could like keep adding warp markers like all along, you know, in the real prominent places. Right there, like that shouldn't have just went out of time right there. That's very weird. Okay. All right, we're going to jump back in and try another beat, another riff, see what happens this time. Yeah, it could be the beats were just being copied and pasted around and not really working. Yeah, with great leaks comes some great tempo issues, right? What the hell? What just happened? We fixed the beat before. Wow. Right there. Why would you just throw that out? Okay, I'm just gonna make it shorter. That is so bad. You know what I think? I think Tony has a macro and it's assigned to a knob. And I think the knob is on a string. And I think the knob string is then looped to his toe. And when he's asleep in bed, he's just wiggling his toe and it's sending the BPM up and down. Are you looking forward to the splice? Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I use Splice a bit for like random beats for jamming over and stuff, so yeah, that is so weird. That is so weird, but at least we know it's actually the beats and not likely the actual recording. So bizarre.
I don't wanna do it no more. I don't wanna do it no more. I don't wanna do it no more. Got me crying.
one thing I don't know why there, I was stuck. Did you hear the previous sounds where the there was like an octave, 2 octaves down, and clearly a button. Oh, sorry, I left the music on running as well. Clearly a button was doing that. So it happened when I went to the McRocklin suite and was like stuck like 2 octaves down on a real clean tone. So that is going to be something to keep an eye out, because playing 2 octaves down on a clean tone, yeah, that was weird. Pretty cool track that as well, though. I used to jam over that one a bit back in the day. Yeah, it was like it was like a preset, a bass preset, yeah, but it wasn't intentional. It was just like I was just clicking through the tones to see what it was. But yeah, very weird. Let's try the low gain. Is that a track in the Studio Mega track? It's actually, back then, it was just a track that Sunglasses Kid was jamming about with. And then it actually became a very popular track. So this track here, I think because it's now released, will probably demonetize the stream. Not that it makes a difference, you know, on a stream like this, but it'll be flagged up essentially by YouTube as a commercial track that I just played. But yeah, it's a pretty cool track though. It's by Sunglasses Kid. He does some really, really cool sort of synthwave and sort of poppy sort of tracks as well. I like the early stuff, like it's almost like got this kind of 90s vibe to it, as opposed to be like heavily 80s. It's really cool, really good stuff. So, and it's kind of weird. Not weird, it's kind of cool, I should say. It's kind of weird that it became popular. It's not surprising that it became popular. It's kind of cool that it became so popular, because he was doing these videos for like a long time, and then all of a sudden it just took off. You know, after like 3 years of doing exactly the same type of video, it just went bang. And you know, stuff, people like that, you know, it just goes to show you, you know, regardless of the views or the follows or not, I always thought he was super talented and made really good tracks. And sometimes it's just a matter of time before something hits and connects and takes off, you know. So if you've got something good happening, just keep plodding away, because sometimes it takes a while. And when he took off, it was really, really great to see, because obviously a lot of people also, like I do, really dig the tracks. Very cool. Yeah, the Dreamstream jam tracks have some good stuff in them. Yeah, I think back in the day we used to use like a mixture of Dreamstream tracks, some of the McRocklin Hertz tracks, and also like tracks that people would submit to jam over as well, which was always fun. It was always like a nice vibe. It was always nice. Yeah, so couple of things to, I think one thing I would like to do on the board is basically to stop jumping around so much, because one thing I've noticed is I lose so much more concentration of playing. My mistakes have increased dramatically because I'm changing banks and looking for certain things. So whilst my mind's on like, hey, what plugin should I use? Hey, what bank should I use? Hey, what tone do I want next? What's the track doing? What am I playing even? So a lot of the time recently, my guitar playing is like the 3rd or 4th priority in the sequence of events, in terms of like reading the chart, looking at the board, thinking about what presets. So to simplify that side of things, what I might do is you can see right here, basically when I'm playing, I'm choosing, first of all, a plugin. And then I'm deciding a tone from that plugin. Then I might think, oh, there's a clean section coming up, so I'm gonna go back to the home, hit the McRocklin suite, and then maybe I want to clean from here. And obviously when you're thinking like that and then you're reading chat at the same time, it's very easy to just fall off the playing, right? So what I think I will do is I'll make like a favorites, like ultimate favorites. So it's a mixture of all plugins in one bank. So that way, if I'm just jamming on a track, I know I've got a solid dry rhythm tone. I know I've got like an ambient lead tone, a regular lead tone, and something sparkly and clean, and swampy reverb mode and stuff. And it'll reduce the mistakes dramatically, because like I said, like a lot of the time when I'm just jamming around like on a track like that, the guitar playing is like third or fourth priority, where it should be like really it should be the first thing should be focusing on the playing, right? So yeah, I think that's all I'll do. I'll make like an ultimate favorites, or just have an MC8 for each amp, you know, just have a massive circular pedal board. There's a keyboard player, I think it's Madonna's keyboard player. He has like a circle all the way around him. It's like a custom keyboard. It's pretty wild, and it's like tilted. And it's like this big, massive. I think he calls it the Arc. Yeah. Sometimes a backing track and one tone is just the best way. Yeah, exactly. Just play. Yeah. But I think a favorites mode would probably be the answer, because I do like to change tones. But I also have recently like been faffing around a lot when I'm playing, which makes like the likelihood of not just mistakes, but like bad bends and stuff like that, because you're focusing just that little bit less, you know. And when you're on a live stream, obviously, it sounds like I'm saying I can't play guitar anymore. But no, I think a favorites bank will be probably something that I do maybe over the weekend. I wonder if I could just, instead of having that home button, yeah, instead of that home button, maybe I'll just have like a favorites bank. Could probably have like 8. Yeah, I'll do that. Something like the Helix Native for Polychrome would be amazing one day. Would be fun. Polychrome DSP plugins get me picking up the axe even more than ever. So my playing has never been better and more enjoyable. That's great, mate. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I play a lot right now, but it's like a lot of testing as well. So yeah. But yeah, it's an exciting time. I think you're gonna really dig what we release. Hopefully later this month. It's gonna be super cool. I've been testing for some time, obviously, and it's just a blast to play, and some really fun, exciting things in there. And again, goes super well with everything else. Now that's a user experience quote. Yes, Major, you need to make a note of it and get it up on the website. Have you ever tried growing out your nails for finger picking? Back in the day, my right hand, yes, when I was taking classical lessons. Didn't do all of them, just thumb, AMA, what is it? IMA or something? I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I did for a little while, but I kept breaking them a lot. And then it's like, you have to make them more stronger, and maybe even, well, like, I think my classical teacher was like gluing them and stuff like that. And I didn't like get that far into it. So PIMA. Okay, yeah. IMA. PIMA. Yeah. But I used to enjoy the classical side of things. That was very cool. I think what I'm gonna do as well tonight though is I'm gonna revisit Silicon Valley. I was chatting to Chili a bit earlier about it. Anyone else seen that show? Tech show from, gosh, I want to say like 5-6 years ago, but it's probably way more than that. I wouldn't be surprised it was like more than 10 years old now. But it's such a funny show. Anyone else seen that? Silicon Valley. I'm trying some Builder gel for the nails. Been playing acoustic quite a bit. Oh, nice. It'd be interesting to see how you get on with that, Brad, just to see if like if you're enjoying the acoustic side of things, does it then incorporate into your electric playing as well? Yeah, Silicon Valley is just it's just wild. So yeah, I think got a few things to sort tomorrow on the Polychrome side of things. A few things to sort on Sunday. A few things to sort on Monday on the a lot of Polychrome things going on. But just let me mention, today's the last day of the Polychrome DSP sale. So don't send support tickets in on Saturday morning or Sunday morning going, I was just about to buy Loomis, but then went to make a coffee and I forgot. Can I have a, because we can't retro add discount codes. Once the site is changed, the basket changes. It's not just the wording on the site, the actual cart changes, and we can't enable it then. So don't forget that. Any chance you'll visit Anaheim for NAMM again, Thomas? It's likely. It's actually quite likely, but it might not be in the way that you think. I know that sounds kind of weird, but there's some pretty mega things going on as well that we're working on. And I think when you find out about these, you're gonna be like, what the kind of things, really cool things. So buy now or forever pay full price. I like it, Major. That should be the new tagline. We should just change every web page to feature that. Buy it now or forever pay full price. Done. And then put a quote, Major. Yeah. New wah pedal. Yeah. Yeah, so lots of fun things, and it's very likely, I guess, on the back of that, we will appear at NAMM in some capacity. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, one cup of tea at a time. That's all I'm thinking. One Americano at a time, one cup at a time. But some super cool things is happening, that's for sure. Just started Silicon Valley, more IT crowds myself. I think it takes a little while to get into because it just gets more and more crazy. I've rewatched it to season 2. So I've watched the whole thing, all 6 seasons, and then about 5 years ago I watched the first 2 seasons again. And then like something happened. I don't know what, but I didn't get to fully commit. Now I'm thinking fully commit. Apple Vision Pro. I didn't get the first one, obviously. Otherwise, I would have been sat here with one. But they had a refresh with an M5, 10% more pixels rendered on device. What do you guys think? Is that your thing or not? Still, hella expensive for an essentially an entertainment device. I do like the idea of like sitting there and having like an IMAX cinema. That's always fun. Did the initial demo in the Apple Store back in the day when it first came out. I went there, I was thinking, all right, we'll get one. Luke, I'll get one as well. Every time we get something, we have to get one of each, no matter if it's MacBooks, iPhones, other tech stuff. But then I was like, this obviously is just like the entry for a lot of people into this area. Guilfoyle and Dinesh are my favorite. Oh man, so many good characters. Yeah, yeah. Thomas, major issue. Okay, what's the major issue? Apple M2 rack? Rack? What rack, mate? Or M4 Max Studio? Say again, mate. M2 rack? Or did he mean Max? What are you? Rephrase it, Chris. And what M4 are you thinking? Baseline? Or what does it come in? Is it just Pro and a Max? You just finished Alien. Oh, what? Oh, okay. I haven't even heard of that. The M4 in general is a great. Oh, Silicon Valley 2, the reboot, A1, bro. Like right at the end, they start to talk about like the AI stuff. But yeah, this is an M4 Max with, I think it's 4 terabyte and upgraded GPU on top of the Max. And honestly, it's a bit of a, well, I'm not going to say it's a waste. It's an amazing machine, but it runs like this live stream setup, like at like 5% CPU or something, or 10%. It's like crazy, this thing. This thing is mental. And it's in a laptop that you can carry around. I got this laptop to go traveling, and then I thought we were gonna go into chill mode with Polychrome, but we went into crazy mode, and then I didn't get to travel as much, well, at all. But this is still like a wild machine. Very cool. Oh, really? Okay, I need to check that out. I'm looking for some decent shows. Decent shows. Hence why I'm revisiting older shows that I know are like really good. But yeah, I think for running like old Polychrome stuff, like even a baseline M4 would be like just ripping. That and a good interface, you're totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting into Silicon Valley again. That'll be a blast. M2 rack. Man, I don't know, what is an M2 rack? What is a rack, man? You could, like, what do you mean by rack? What do you mean, mate? M2 rack is around 8 grand, so wondering why not 3 or 4, mate? Man, I feel like I'm on like some kind of crazy pills. I have no idea what you're saying, mate. What? Am I losing the plot here, Chris? What? M2 rack? Mate, you're gonna have to go again. Unless you're on the brandy. Are you on the brandy, mate? Are you been on the brandy? Apple do a 19-inch rack mount? What is it like? It's not on their website, surely. Is it like... Man, I'm gonna have to have a look. I feel like... How? So I'm on the Apple website. All right, I'm on the Mac website. Shop Mac. Like what? Pro, not Ultra. Under Mac Pro. Oh, I would not get a Mac Pro for sure. Oh no. Oh, they put the M2 Ultra in there. Oh, okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Gotcha. So, right. Now it's making more sense. So basically you can rack mount. Right. I thought you were talking about like some old school. Okay. I don't know if I would go M2 Ultra, to be honest. Not when M5's about to come out. Where on a Mac Studio, what you got? M3 still, M4? I would say, because of the single core performance, M4 Max on a Studio or door use would be probably, because most DAWs aren't, in my opinion, aren't that great at multi-threaded stuff. Some are, but I think you lose quite a bit. And the fact that the M3 Ultra is using that fusion tech, which like makes basically might have more performance overall, like if you're rendering video. But yeah, I think in DAW use, you might get more use out of just more powerful single core performance, especially out those performance cores. I would be more tempted, even if I upgrade the M1 Ultra Max Studio that I'm using for like the stream and music stuff. If I upgrade that, I'll probably get something that, like if there was a last gen Ultra and a next gen Max, I would probably get the Max. Does that make sense or not? Those Max Minis are also pretty lethal. Like if you get a Mac Mini and you spec those up, those can be pretty wild as well. M4 Pro. So you can't get obviously a Max, but M4 Pro is still pretty wild for like $13.99. Yeah, but if it's, I don't know if it's been a while since your last upgrade, but like these, the Apple Silicon in general, like yeah, I mean it's pretty legit. It's pretty damn cool. Like I'm saying, that M4 Max on a laptop like can run all this stuff. Like I've tested it with the stream stuff, multiple cameras, running the same Ableton project. There's no fan noise. It's just sitting there cool and silent. It's not even getting hot or warm. It's crazy. And I have to run the latency because I wasn't using the Quantum. I was using one of their USB-C devices, and so I had to run the sample rate at 48 instead of my usual 44, and the buffer was running at 64 instead of my usual 128. Yeah, the original M1 just came out and was just just so much more efficient and better performance than the last Intel. I still have an i7 or an i9 Mac Studio that the girls use for homework, and as soon as you go on a web browser, the fans are just like screaming fans. Crazy. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Right, well, I think it might be Silicon Valley and a cup of tea time. I think what we needed to do today was sort out some of the preset stuff, which did get sorted out. A little bit of a level adjustment here and there got made, but not much on that side of things. And to let you guys know, it's the last day of the Polychrome DSP sale, so if you haven't already checked out what you want to check out on the site, make sure you do that before tomorrow. And yeah, if you want to get more involved in the community and all that side of things, do check out the McRocklin.com 40% off for life offer. I'm probably gonna have to leave that running because I've mentioned it so little. The only time I've mentioned it has been on these live streams, and I'm not really live streaming that frequent. So, but yeah, let your fellow guitarists know maybe you need less guitars or more wall. The guitars are actually going down. Yeah, so there's like 3 less guitars than there was a month ago. So if I keep averaging getting rid of 2 to 3 guitars a month, and I think you'll know which guitars are going, it's gonna, the only thing is I have more guitars on the way. I didn't think that through. Okay, you see, I need to get rid of even more guitars to outweigh the new guitars that's coming in. But yes, I will. There's too many guitars, and especially many guitars that I'm obviously not playing at all. So yeah, I'll keep working on that. I'll work on less. And yeah, more guitars coming though, so that'll be fun. Yeah, if you want to chat more and learn more about the community, McRocklin.com/Discord if you just want to learn more about the plugins and you're like, hey, this sounds great, but I don't know how to get started, Polychrome DSP's Discord is great. It's just going to cover everything: audio interfaces, what plugins should you use if you want these kind of tones. Maybe you have the plugin, but you're like, hey, I want this type of sound. Can someone make me a preset that sounds like this? You can do all of that sort of stuff on the Polychrome DSP Discord. It's really fun. So that is polychromedsp.com/Discord. Super simple. And you can join that community. Obviously, that's completely free. And it's a great little community focused around the plugins, but it's also a great resource if you're new to plugins in general and you just want to learn a little bit more and before that addiction kicks in. Yeah, more Strandbergs. I think so. And then you know, like also cool guitars, like, you know, my friend Herman Lee was like chatting, and I was like, oh well, wouldn't it be cool to maybe get one of Herman's guitars and stuff like that as well. So and I want to check out his pickups as well, so it's a good opportunity to try, you know, what Herman's doing. But who knows, might be other things, other guitars, Jacksons, Charvels, Fenders, Gibsons, SGs. Imagine that. One of every guitar brand, please. I don't always play through plugins, but when I do, they're Polychrome DSP. Stay toneful. Oh, that's a good line. Stay toneful. I like that. Have you looked at Aristide's guitars? Yeah. I had a trial of one. There was a point where I almost signed with Aristide's, and I got on really well with the guys. And it was just before their new trem at that time came out. And I had a hardtail model of that guitar, and it was amazing. Tim tried it as well. He also really liked it. And it was very good, very resonant. But it was not to be, but it was almost to be. But yeah, very cool guitars. Expensive, but no doubt worth it. Yeah, so a lot of guitar brands doing some really cool stuff, but I'm also interested in the new update to the Strandberg line as well. The fact that they have their own custom Fishman pickups and obviously 5-way switches. They're working on the USB part, which brings USB-C to the native charging. All this kind of like innovation, I love it. It really adds extra value to the guitar, and I think that could be really cool. So I'm very interested in check those out. I probably need to have another catch up with those guys very soon. But it's just been so busy recently. It's kind of difficult to like when you're in that mode of like excitement and development and things in the works and everyone's like buzzing. It's like when do you switch off and do other stuff? So yeah. Herman Lee's new PRS are pretty amazing. Yeah, I think so. And I'm particularly interested in the SE. I think the SE might even look, for me, the SE, I prefer the look of it a little bit. So we'll see. I'm not sure which one at this stage, but yeah, I mean, Herman Lee's, he's a cool guy. I've had many a great conversation with him, and he knows his gear and he knows what he likes. So I'm sure if he's put his name to that guitar, it's going to be damn good, regardless if it's an SE model or not, you know. So yeah, kind of interested in having a bash on that. Give it some big whammy stuff, you know. Okay, everyone. Well, it has been lovely. Have you seen the Hills? Yeah, I've seen the Hills stuff. Man, I've seen so many guitars. Yeah. But Hills look like another brand that's doing some cool things from what I can see. I think I've seen them maybe on the Andertons channel a bunch, or a bit. So, oh, he beats up that the Tremmy load, doesn't he? Yeah, Major. He there's no messing around with a bar when Herman's there. I want one of the new Strandbergs with the new Fishmans in it. Yeah, I think that was a really good move by Strandberg. It's like, because obviously those Fishman pickups, they've obviously voiced them to how their guitars sound, you know. And sometimes when you take a guitar, that'll be like, you can get some unexpected results, you know. It's like you have to tweak them a little bit, you know, like certain tone woods maybe want a certain characteristic from the pickup. So I think they would have thought obviously all of that through and come up with a guitar that sounds really, really great. So that'd be interesting. The Captain meets McRocklin would be epic. It would be fun. Yeah, honestly, I think that's been like 5 years. I was talking to Lee during the Shred Club times. As far back as that, I was speaking to Lee about doing that back then, and it's just, we've had conversations, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse, because it's like 6 hours down the country and 2 different trains and then a taxi. It's like, oh my gosh. But I saw Dagan's been going down there recently, and Dagan's a good friend. But it would be great, you know, it'd be such a good thing to go down and to meet Lee and Pete as well. I've known Pete for a while, so that would be fun. It would be a blast. Gonna buy the Polychrome DSP Tomb. Maybe Hypertune? Hypertune, yes. Check out Hypertune and Nutcracker. Yeah, that's awesome. They already amp sims when they... Robert, let me just recheck that. They already amp sims when they are going to just do a full-on amp sim, the pickups as well, get direct. Ooh, okay, yeah. I mean, that would be a while away. Imagine how much you would have to shrink the CPUs and chips down to like combine it all into one. Take the jet, Joe. You give me a jet and I'll go in one. Yeah. I saw Ola do a demo of it as well. It'd be cool. It was cool. I'm trying to get Lee Anderton to do a Captain Meets. He needs you to go to Guildford for a meet and guitar clinic. That would be nice. Maybe a combined thing. That could be cool. A guitar clinic. And yeah, make the most of the trip, I guess. Maybe take Dagan with me for a bit of Newcastle support. That'll be a blast. Yeah, Hypertune. Yeah. Used to like this one. This was one of my favorite ones. This one needs to be a track. This one here. Yeah, that reminds me of the Shred Club days. How much carry you down there on your back? I'd imagine that. That'd be wild. Yeah, he's just lost too much weight and muscle. He needs to bulk up, is what I think. Is the Shred Club helicopter still in storage? I hope so. I hope Tony's looking after it. Every so often I do check the scenes out and stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh. Crazy. Yeah, I think, Mike, I think the way we're all headed is like we're gonna get the next heavy duty month or two out of the way with polychrome, and some of the real heavy lifting that we've done over the last almost a year, it's for the future that you're gonna see a little bit further down the line. But we what you see with the products and with the updates is only a portion of the work that we've done, and the extra big chunk of work that we've done you'll start to see next year, really. And then you'll realize like, oh, okay, that's why there was less music. Some of the stuff that we've been hitting you're gonna see and be like, whoa, yeah, that's pretty cool. So fun times. But now that a lot of that real graft has been done, then I love that. I would fucking love that. That would be so amazing. The captain meets Tony. Oh my god. That would make... I would pay so much for that. I'll pay at least a kebab's worth of money for that. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, so a big chunk of work has been done, and it's kind of... we're coming out of that. No doubt there'll be periods again, obviously, because our to-do list is big and our development plans is big and everything else is big. You know, we're not like we're not slowing down in the least. You know, it's just like wild. So but at the same time, I think there's going to be plenty more pockets of time to actually do music and to do McRocklin and Hutch, and to get back into like just having fun, making some fun little videos and stuff as well, you know. I kind of miss that side of things. So I think everything's starting to really click and line up, and once we're fully dialed in, we'll be absolutely cranking it up, you know, going wild. But yeah, it's all good stuff. It's good stuff. Good stuff. The talk of the Polychrome roadmap got me more excited. Get me so excited. You know, I know I tease a bit, and there's some stuff that I've teased. I think Luca would absolutely have a heart attack. But yeah, super cool stuff. And the good thing is, it kicks off hopefully this month. We've got something really cool coming in the very near future, and there we go. So for now though, remember the sale ends today. By time Tony's in the office in the morning with the keys, kettle on, plugging his mouse because he unplugs his mouse every day, we'll be killing that sale off. So yeah, ends today, and enjoy, and thank you for hanging out, everyone. It's been a fun, unexpected Friday stream, but I think we did get some stuff done, so it's a win. It's a win. Anyway, you guys have a tremendous weekend, and I'll see you over on the Discord or somewhere real soon, I'm sure. Yeah, time to shred. That sounds like a good way to get your weekend started, mate. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys soon. Cheers, everyone. Oh, Herman's on Twitch. I might pop over and say hi. All right, see you in a bit, guys.